like this, they're both the same. These two pictures were taken on the same street, very close to one another. And when we used to walk around Hebron, we used to walk around with all our padding and our equipment and our guns and our helmets. And we were very careful all the time, all this together. The people who live in Hebron live like this. Because they know, and this is a part of our education, this is a part of their education, they know that they should be feeling free because this is their home. And they shouldn't be afraid of anything. And they should live natural. And the point is that this and this and this are on the same street. And still nobody's afraid of anything. This is a picture from a very long street in Hebron. All the doors of all the shops and all the homes and all the windows look just like this. It gives them a right to spray paint every single door, window, and shop and wall around Hebron. And this is that same sign there again. Soldier, commander, you need to know the difference between good and bad, friend and enemy, and what the army is supposed to be doing and who you're supposed to be kicking out and who you're not supposed to be kicking out. And these are the people that 18-year-olds are sent to protect. These people here who broke curfew, their punishment was to lie around on the street like this for 8 hours till the middle of the night, till they're led home to their families, while their hands are tied behind their backs and they have their eyes blindfolded. And this is just part of reality because you just get used to this. It becomes easier each time, again and again. The reality of the Palestinian kids is just as crazy because what's going on here is they're playing their reality. This is their reality. You can't see it at first, but this kid is playing, they're playing soldiers. They're on the wall. Our next picture is, we just didn't put it up because he wasn't in it, is him checking him out physically, and this guy is like aiming his gun and he's covering his back. And this is their reality on a daily basis. This is what life looks like for them. And this is the game they're playing. And there's nothing we can do about it. They're smiling at him, he's smiling back at them, and that's just it. This is what we do on a daily basis all the time. And again, this is part of the reality of Hebron. On the street, from a viewpoint, from inside the Jeep, if I may have met a kid like this in Tel Aviv. And maybe my first thought would be, maybe I have something in common with this kid, and maybe I can talk to him. But in Hebron, you see a kid like this, you know that the first thing, the automatic thought should be, he might be a terrorist. Now I know that that's reality, but the reality is, on the other side, that every 18-year-old in those situations automatically looks at 17-year-olds as maybe they're terrorists. And that's also something you just get used to. It's not something you can erase, that's something you get used to. That's part of reality today. Do you think he can hit that target, the window over there, the car window over there? And the other guy would say, you know what, let's try and he'd shoot. He'd go boom. And if he hit, then he hit. And if he missed, then he missed. And it just became a game. Those were red lines that soldiers couldn't even think of when they were crossing it, because it's not something you don't notice, because from time to time it just becomes easier. It's not like it's a decision you decide. I'm about to cross a red line, oh, I just jumped over it. No, it's something that happens gradually, slowly. Something that he can't control. It's just hard, it's tough, because you're standing there for 8 hours and there are 300 people standing in line, and you have to decide if they can go through or if they can't go through. And sometimes nobody can go through, and you have to tell them one at a time, sorry, you can't go through, sorry, you can't go through, sorry, you can't go through. After 20 sorries, you just say, can't go through. And after 40 you can't go through, you say, go away already. And after 60 of those, you say, get the hell out of my face, because you just can't handle it, because for 8 hours when you're sitting and all you have to do is deal with civilian people all the time, and you're just 18 years old, and you're already in the army for 17 days, and you just hung up the phone with your girlfriend who misses you, and you're grumpy, and you want to go home, and you're cold, and you're hot, and you're hungry, and you're just 18 in that situation, and you have no idea what the hell you're doing there. You just know that you should be there because that's what society expects you to do. But in the end, those red lines are red lines that people pass. Because you just can't control them. 18-year-old kids who went to the army to give as much as they can find themselves in these situations on a daily basis all the time. And everything slowly just becomes more and more easy. And this is something that Israeli society stopped asking about. Everybody knows that every 22-year-old in Israel goes to travel and runs away somewhere. Everybody knows that, but nobody asks why anymore. I know my friends are all drugged up somewhere around the world. I know they'll be back in 4 months and start university and join society again. I know that right now they're getting all drugged up because nobody here wants to deal with it. Nobody wants to talk about it. None of their mothers knew what was going on there. None of them wants to deal with it. They don't want to deal with it at home because nobody there wants to deal with it. And that's part of reality. And when society starts dealing with their 18-year-old kids, then maybe something will change around here. Until then, 18-year-old kids will be standing in these situations, crossing all their red lines, and nobody here will give a shit about it. But I know that society also has this affects society too. And when society